This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the New This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Dragons of Houston. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. They run it again with Kamara. And Kamara's going to have a Saints first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, it's Smith. Incomplete. When you look at this defense, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think he's going to do that, though. Back to the air, Smith on second down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On 1st down, Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator, asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. And his throw is incomplete. Elijah Moore, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. You look at the Saints defense. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
Fields throw here into the hands of Moore. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the 7. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Fields throwing again. That complete. It's Tyler Scott with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here's Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Over the middle, complete. That's Perry. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. From the gun, here's Smith. He's going to have the hook up to Schwartz. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
To the air again, Smith. He's into space past the 25, and he gets this one down to the 24. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Dietrich Wise running through and dropping him for the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Well, they got the turnover and were able to drive it down, Charles, but ultimately in the end, the defense holds up, and they only come away with the 3 points.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of ground, but when they had to, they settled in and prevented the interception from leading to 6 points. Because you never want to see turnovers turn into any type of points against you, but better to give up 3 than 6.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their 2nd drive here in the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 34. 40 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries in the ballgame. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
This is caught, and he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
They'll try to run this one in, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. They'll try again. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
First down, Saints.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, that one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. He finds his man Johnson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
From the 50, it's Smith. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Schwartz. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Off play action, Fields. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 50, here's Fields. His throw incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. And that's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Yeah, this is a high kick, but it's not going anywhere. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And the Saints, first down.
To throw is Smith. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Again, Smith. Here's Johnson with a reception. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First down, Saints.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Smith on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Fields. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, but I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete there to Moore. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd and a couple. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Dragons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6.
The score, Dragons 14, Saints 6.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
It's the 3rd quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He lets it go deep for Olave. This is caught inside the 15. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 46 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Smith. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
On 1st down, it's Fields. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Scott. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. To throw is Fields. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Fields throwing again. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dragons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Flush to his right. Finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
His college teammate Garrett Wilson and the Jets won the award, but Chris Olave was very much in contention for Rookie of the Year honors as well. The only other rookie over 1,000 yards last season, he really looked worthy of that number 11 overall pick and a nice first down catch right there.
Play action. It's Smith. Going for the deep ball. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Throwing on third down, Smith. This one taken in by Olave. And he lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it second down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people wanted to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They snap it to Fields. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. On first down, Fields. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Houston. 44 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Dragons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
10 yards, good for his Saints. First down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 1. Smith throwing again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards.
And the Saints, first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those,
and this is going to be intercepted. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Peyton Turner there on the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, here's Fields. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. After the interception, here's Smith. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. No run back here, down to a knee. Will start at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the pick six we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a two-possession game as they control their destiny in this fourth quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
6 yards. It's now third down and 9.
Throwing on third down, Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. Still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. On 2nd and 10, Smith. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good, solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
From the red zone now, Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the ball is going to wind up out of bounds, so they will lose yardage, but they'll keep the football. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Smith. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And the crowd a major factor now. Here's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Here's 1st and goal. Smith going to move him around. Kamara. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
Pick up with 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Smith. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
They'll take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
All eyes on Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for Houston. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 31-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Here's Smith. It's complete. Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Smith's going to throw it. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Schwartz. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Smith to throw. Completes it to Perry. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Here's 1st down. Now Smith. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now, because anytime you see the ball heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath, and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
Again from the 15, 2nd and 10. Smith. Throw left side. There's Schwartz with it. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
Well, this crowd into it now. 3rd and 2. Smith now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for two and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And we may very well be headed to overtime.
That will tie the game.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here.
Their catch made on the 25-yard line. His guys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And that's not going to help a whole lot. Maybe 4 yards on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Hey, Ken. Angel.
Now Fields. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A 15-yard attempt.
It's on target, and it's good. From 51 yards out, he drills it. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Saints, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll